Okay, this is The Prize to Be Won by me. The plant stood dark, ominous and foreboding, an edifice of steel and glass and wood. All was silent this night of the Christmas holiday, just the midnight wind whistling down dark corridors and immense storerooms. But not entirely silent. There were 4 intelligence operatives just outside the main entrance. They hid in the shadows, invisible, as was their training. What do you think, Connie? Has it changed since last year? Thankfully, no. It at least is unchanged, she answered, carefully examining the state-of-the-art security system. Dynasentry X55. There isn't a security system on Earth I can't disable, and that includes Dynasentry's pride and joy. They were about to gain entry into the plant when one of the operatives had a strange look on her face. Their leader, Ken, had seen this look before. I know that face, Belinda. You having second thoughts? No second thoughts. Just remembrance. I can't believe we failed last time, and I keep thinking of him. That's life. And that's the nature of our missions. We try, we listen. Sometimes we succeed, sometimes we fail. But we keep trying. And I know exactly what you're thinking, and no, I haven't forgotten Michael. Yes, sometimes we fail to achieve mission objectives. And sometimes, he said with a deep sigh, we lose good men and women. Michael was the mission, so we honor his memory with our success this time. This time, we'll not only endure, we'll prevail. The others quietly agreed. Connie finally disabled the Dynasentry X55, and the 4 intelligence operatives quickly and quietly entered the building. Fortunately, the plant was closed for the Christmas holiday. Only 5 armed security personnel. Roger was the architectural and blueprints expert. He knew the building inside and out. Indeed, he'd had a year to literally memorize the floor plan since their last unsuccessful attempt. He opened his tablet to show the others. As you can see here, there have been some changes from a year ago. This corridor here, he pointed, has been extended. It now leads directly into the North Storage Facility. These 3 offices here, at the center of the plant, are also new. And these 5 red dots represent the security guards, up 1 from last year. This green moving path shows where they patrol and when they make their rounds. And I have calculated the time it takes to make these rounds to the second. Our updated intel, Belinda added, indicates the precise position of the new security camera as well. But even they have blind spots. I know where they are, and I know where the main circuitry panel for the cameras is located. I can loop the critical ones, and the few guards monitoring will never know anything is amiss. Like us, Ken said. Exactly. They had made it inside. Now it was time for stealth. We ready to do this? Ken said. Roger, the blueprints and planning expert, Belinda, engineering expert, and Connie, master of electronic circuitry and security, all acknowledged they were ready and synchronized. Failure was not an option this time. The prize to be won. Their objective lay at the other end of the plant. This would not be easy. Some of them didn't expect it to be. Their comrade Michael knew it. He knew it too. And he gave his life for that knowledge. This only re-energized his colleagues. He'd be proud. It was dark and cold. Not exactly a Christmassy feeling, but it worked to their advantage as they slowly and oh so carefully maneuvered in the shadows of the giant factory. Silently, as was her training, the first order of business was for Belinda to access the main computer circuits for the security cameras. Second floor, East Wing, room 3031. They were extremely grateful for the skeleton crew tonight. It made a dangerous mission a little less dangerous. And after all, it was a mission of survival, wasn't it? If at first you don't succeed, try again. But they were trained to be stealthy, weren't they? Remember, don't get cocky, Ken warned them as Belinda finished altering the main camera circuits. Now the one security guard monitoring all the cameras in the security office would see nothing out of the ordinary. In fact, he'd see nothing at all. Certainly not trained intelligence operatives lurking in his plant. Such was Belinda's looping expertise. And the prize to be won grew closer. About an hour into the mission, Roger made an odd announcement. "I've got to use the bathroom." "You've got to be kidding me," a startled Ken said. "Hey, when you gotta go, you gotta go. The bathroom is only 50 yards down that corridor. No one will hear me. No one will see me. In and out." "This is ridiculous." "Okay, but make it quick. And I mean light speed." And he was off in a flash. And Roger was true to his word. No one saw him. No one heard him. Until he committed one near fatal mistake. As he flushed the toilet. This immediately caught the attention of one of the guards who had been closer than anyone in the team had estimated. He came running down the hall, sidearm drawn. "Who's in there?" he shouted. "Come out with your hands up. I'm armed." But Roger was long gone. The guard investigated but found no one. "Bad plumbing," he grumbled, and returned to his rounds. "How stupid can you be?" he hissed. "You could have jeopardized the entire mission. You just had to push the stupid lever." "I'm sorry. Force of habit," he wheezed, still out of breath. "You try a stunt like that again, and you're off the team. You understand?" "Understood," he answered quietly. There was a catwalk above them that led to a large storage of supplies and raw materials, leaving the main floor area completely free for industrial production. They could use this to navigate to their objective and thus away from the main plant sectors and security personnel. And that is where they went, quietly, slowly, and stealthily. Their prize to be won was tantalizingly close now. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Suddenly, without warning, Belinda tripped over a large wrench that had been carelessly left on the catwalk. It went tumbling over the edge, clanking and banging until it hit the main floor below. Instantly, 2 armed security guards came running at the sound, but by the time they raced up to the catwalk, the stealthy operatives were gone. They were that good. "Damn rats," one of the guards grumbled, for a search turned up. No intruders. "Ooh, that was close," Belinda said. "Well, we're almost there," Ken added. "And all the hard work will have paid off, all the trials worth it." And so it was. For soon, the 4 of them faced it. Roger, Belinda, Connie, and the team leader Ken stood silent as the prize to be won loomed before them, a titanic storeroom at the end of the plant. This wasn't locked. I mean, why should it have been? And they had simply walked in. They stood there in awe, finally staring up at the prize which had already claimed one of their own in a grand quest to possess it. High above the endless rows of pallets was a bright neon sign, humming loudly and proclaiming in yellow and blue letters, "Honey Bunny Baking Company." And as far as the eye could see, hundreds of thousands of pounds of chocolate chip cookies, as well as a dozen other varieties. It was like a religious experience to them. We try, we learn, and sometimes we succeed, Ken said quietly under his breath. "I'm in heaven," Roger murmured. Do mice go to heaven?" "If there are chocolate chip cookies there, this mouse sure will," Connie answered. "Mission accomplished," Belinda said quietly, tearing up. And they hugged each other, scurrying up over and around the tons of cookies. Belinda and Roger made a tiny Christmas tree out of some wire they had found and hung some of the cookies onto its branches. Connie had pocketed some pieces of glittery gold and silver gift wrap she'd found in the employee cafeteria. Now it truly was a Christmas tree. And as they all looked up, a shaft of moonlight shone down from a small window high overhead, directly illuminating the tiny makeshift tree. It was a sign, as this was surely a solemn occasion. They all raised a cookie above their heads and said together, "To Michael." "Truly, a mouse among men," Ken added quietly. They were set for life now. It would be a very Merry Christmas. And so, peace on earth, goodwill towards men. Mice. The end.